If a drug came out tomorrow that could reduce your symptoms of chronic disease by up to 70% in just 10 days, it would be bigger than Ozempic. There would be ads on every screen, a waiting list a mile long, and billions of dollars poured into it. But here's the thing, it already exists. It's not in a pill, it's not in a shot, and it's not in some miracle cleanse. It's on your fork. That's right, it starts with food. And I know because I lived it. Years ago, I was dealing with hormone imbalances, gut issues, inflammation, and a cascade of symptoms no one could really explain. And it wasn't just me. One of my children was severely underweight with an autoimmune condition that his doctors told us had no cure. Another was diagnosed with ADHD. And my husband, well, he was 80 pounds overweight, pre-diabetic, and was battling sleep apnea, among other things, chronic pain for one. We were scared, frustrated, and frankly, just burnt out. And I remember thinking, there's got to be another way. And honestly, we were eating what we thought was okay food, the kind that says all natural or low fat or gluten free, but our bodies are screaming for real nourishment. So I stopped listening to the noise and I started looking at what we were putting on our forks. And we got back to real food, food from the earth, not from a box. We cut out the ultra processed junk. We simplified and we focused on nourishment, not restriction. And everything changed. I reversed my own health challenges, including PCOS. My husband lost 80 pounds and no longer meets the criteria for prediabetes. And that CPAP machine, that's long gone. My son gained the weight he desperately needed and is thriving. And my daughter no longer needed that ADHD medication. Our energy came back, our mood stabilized, and our bodies began to heal. And now I get to help others do the same. Whole foods, protein, veggies, berries, nuts, and seeds. It's the power of real food. For just 10 days, cut the sugar, the flour, the grains, the conventional dairy, the ultra processed food, and consider limiting beans, especially if you're sensitive. Just give it 10 days and see how your body responds. No calorie counting, no macros, no gimmicks. Just real food that your body knows exactly what to do with. Because health isn't about restriction or punishment, it's about physiology and how your body works when you give it what it needs. So, here's what most people don't realize. We are biologically wired for a world that no longer exists. Our genes haven't changed in over 10,000 years, but everything else has. Our food, our routine, our light exposure, our movement, our stress, and even our social connections. Today, more than 60% of the average American diet comes from ultra-processed foods, products made in factories full of industrial seed oils, additives, refined starches, synthetic sweeteners, and a whole bunch of ingredients we don't even know how to pronounce. These aren't foods. These are addictive substances that hijack your brain, inflame your gut, and drive chronic disease. So, if you feel tired, inflamed, anxious, or stuck, it's not your fault. It's not a lack of willpower. It's a mismatch between your body's ancient biology and your modern environment. We weren't made for screens, synthetic food, fake food, chronic stress, or social isolation. We were made for sunlight, whole foods, daily movement, community and connection, and rest and rhythm. And those are the very things your body is still asking for. It's begging for it. So let's clear something up. All food is technically processed to some degree, right? Washing, freezing, chopping, cooking. But that's not what we're talking about here. The issue is ultra processed foods engineered by big food to be addictive, hyper palatable, shelf stable, and cheap. They contain little to no real nutrition and wreak havoc on our body. That's what makes up 60% of most people's diet today. That's why I always say a lot of Americans are overfed and undernourished because these foods keep you feeling hungry because it's not, your body's not getting the real nourishment. And these foods are the number one driver of chronic disease, disability, and death worldwide. They cause hormonal chaos, destroy the gut microbiome, inflame the brain, weaken immunity, and fuel obesity, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and autoimmune conditions. And there's no such thing as a healthy ultra processed food, not the gluten free kind, not the plant based or vegan kind, not the one with natural flavors. If it was made in a lab, it's not helping you heal. But the beautiful part in all of this, your body is always working to heal and it responds pretty quickly. One nutrient dense meal can start to reprogram your gene expression, turning off the genes that drive inflammation and disease and turning on the ones that promote healing. So go for a walk and your brain makes BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic factor, literally helping your brain grow and protect itself from aging. Take a few slow breaths and your vagus nerve kicks in. Your parasympathetic system activates. Cortisol lowers. Your body shifts into rest and repair mode. These aren't abstract ideas. These are real time biological changes and they compound, they add up. Your genetics are not your destiny. In fact, the science is clear. What you're exposed to daily, your food, stress, movement, toxins, habits, shapes your health far more than your DNA. We've been taught to fear our genes, but the truth is, genes are the loaded gun. Your choices pull the trigger. You think of yourself as the CEO of your own health. And every bite, every breath, every step, every thought is a signal to your body. You can choose healing. And I'm not here because I read this in a textbook. I'm not sharing this because, well, I'm sharing it because I lived it, because I watched food transform everything in my own life and in my family's life. And I'm so grateful that I get to help others do the same through education, through empowerment, and through real personalized support. So if you've been waiting for a sign to take your health back, well, this is it. Let's stop looking for magic pills. Let's start giving our bodies what they're actually asking for. And let's get back to real food, food that heals, food that fuels, and food that helps us live the life that we were meant for. Because food is medicine or it's poison. And the power to choose is already in your hands. Or more accurately, it's on your fork.